low price of oil and gas has slowed the growth of drilling activity across our region, but investment by the industry is ongoing. Today it focuses less on drilling for gas and more on getting it to market, the so-called midstream activity. AXIP Energy is one such example. The company designs, builds, and operates central distribution points or compression stations for natural gas companies. The company recently completed a showcase facility in Butler County just north of Pittsburgh. Edward Piper is Director of Producer Services for AXIP, and Cedric Flowers is Production Operations Director for Edgemarc, one of the company's clients. And welcome. Good to see you both.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so this is a whole new thing. I think 10 years into the Marcella show, we're all still learning the jargon and how this whole industry works. But a little bit of background on the companies first. AXIP, what is it? What's your role in this industry?
Basically what we do is we take a facility and design it from wellhead to pipeline to the distribution point. So we're helping the E&P companies like Edgemarc take the gas out of the ground, clean it, compress it, put it into a pipeline to go downstream into the sales gas line. Okay, and your company's based out of Houston, Texas? Yes, sir. We are based out of Houston. Came up here dealing with Edgemarc over the last year and a half. Came to terms of putting a distribution center up for them. Basically, it's a 250 million a day capacity facility. So the expansions that Edgemarc is looking at over the next 2 or 3 years will have enough capacity in sight in order to do that. Okay, so tell me a little about Edgemarc.
Sure. Edgemarc is a locally founded and regionally operated E&P company. We are doing
exploration and production, so that's the drilling guys, right? Yeah.
That's right. We explore, we complete it, and we produce the wells. And we're actually producing in 2 of 3 areas in which we're located in the region. So we're located in Butler County, PA, and as well as Washington and Monroe counties, Ohio. So we're currently producing in 2 of those 3 areas, and hopefully by the end of this year we're producing in all 3. And AXIP has teamed up with us to help us move our product up in Butler County. Okay. We're excited.
And this is a little different twist, because we've heard upstream is the drilling stuff that's been going on for a decade. More recently, we've seen lots of investment by the industry in midstream. But what you do is a little different twist on this kind of midstream activity and the role you have with the E&P people, right?
That's correct. What we do is we go in and we finance that side of the equation for the E&P companies and then charge them a fee base to go in. So it basically frees their cash up in order to drill more wells, which is where they're making their money, which is on the downhole side of the equation.
And that's the advantage to on the drilling side?
Absolutely, that's the advantage. We rather spend our money downhole.
Okay, bringing the gas up, bringing the gas up to the surface. So I know we've got some images that kind of explain how this facility works. So what exactly is going on up there? And this is up in Butler County, right?
Yes, basically what the facility itself, as you'll see, is it has a 16-inch gas pipeline that's coming into our facility, raw gas coming out of the wells. We then separate it into the liquid, the gas, and the oil that comes out of the ground. And then from there we process that natural gas, take the water out of the system, compress it, and then flow it downstream of our facility into the sales pipeline.
Okay. And these are all services that, in a more traditional model, you all would either just sell the gas directly to a midstream company, or you'd have to manage all of this processing yourself?
Well, not necessarily. We'll have to, ultimately this gas is delivered to a cryogenic processor, right, in which further processing is completed prior to going into residue gas sales or into the NGL markets. AXIP's service to us is to allow us to boost from our wellhead pressures from low pressure to high pressure, because the cryogenic plants require us to deliver at much higher pressure than our wells will produce for an extended period of time. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I mean, once the gas leaves the cryogenic plant, then it's sold to the individual markets.
Then it's off into the market. Mm-hmm. So how many different wells would be supplying into a facility like this, and how geographically dispersed would they be?
I'll let Cedric tell that, because it really depends. I mean, you can drill from anywhere from 4, I think you're drilling 4 to 6 wells per pad coming into it.
That's right, it's per pads, and there's multiple wells on a pad.
Correct.
That's right.
So to make a facility like this work, you would then need multiple pads, multiple wells?
That's exactly right, Bill. We got multiple wells, multiple pads, and we try to minimize the disturbance by building trunk line systems through the area. So we've got one feeder pipeline with branches to our well pads. And in that feeder pipeline, that low pressure 16-inch you mentioned goes to their station and handles all of the gas in the local region.
So there's been a lot of talk recently with the low price of gas and the slowdown in drilling activity. Sounds like you all are still at it. You're still making some significant capital investments here. I would take it both for the near term and the long haul.
Absolutely. When we looked at this, and again, you try and look at the long-range output of where you believe oil and gas is going to go long term. We decided, dealing with Edgemarc and what their prospectus was going forward, the amount of gas that they believe that they were going to be able to flow, that it's a good project, it's a long-term project, it's a 12-year deal that we have with Edgemarc. So we're planning on being there for the long haul.
Same for Edgemarc itself?
Same for us. I mean, Butler County has a great resource, and we're excited about it. We're excited about being able to build a very good land position. We have great landowners, and we're excited to work with AXIP. So, going forward, we fundamentally don't believe the low prices are going to remain low prices, right? If everyone believed that, there would be a lot different focus in this region for sure from E&Ps. But fundamentally, we believe the prices are going to improve all around, and we're planning for that eventuality.
All right. Well, great to see the investment ongoing. Some real cutting-edge thinking and investment happening right here in our region. Ed Piper from AXIP, Cedric Flowers from Edgemarc. Thank you both so much.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
When we return, taking on the war for talent with a few tips for keeping your best employees. Stay with us.